Kansas City Chiefs 34, Baltimore Ravens 20. We have a final on our Monday night special. What was projected at the beginning of the game to be the best game of the whole season, probably the most anticipated game of the whole season. The only other game that I can think, it's not happening this year, but the only other game that I would like to see more than this matchup would be Patriots versus Buccaneers, just so we get to see Belichick versus Brady. The ratings for that game would go through the roof. It would break records. The anticipation for that game would be insane. But after that one, for me at least, it would be Chiefs and Ravens. It was a good game. It was a decent game. Not as good. I think we were all expecting some Rams-Chiefs Monday night game like we had that one year. I think that was back in 2018. We didn't get that. It was still a show by Patrick Mahomes, nonetheless. Lamar Jackson, on the other hand, wasn't what Lamar Jackson was last year, wasn't MVP Lamar Jackson, and I think that's, in the end, what cost it for the Ravens. The Ravens' offense just was not as productive as they could have been today. I think the Ravens only scored off of special teams in the first half. Yeah, it was a field goal by Justin Tucker and then a kick return by Devin Duvernay. Love to see him, rookie out of Texas. He had a great career in Texas. Love watching him there, and good to see him in the NFL now that he's taking kick. I'm pretty sure that was the first kick return of the whole NFL season this year. So it was good to see him back. Lamar Jackson's stats, 15 for 28, 97 yards, 3.5 average. He threw one touchdown at a 73.1 rating. While Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand, 31 for 42, 385 yards and 9.2 average for 4 touchdowns and a 133.5 passer rating. That right there, that's the game. Right there, I don't even need to go through the defense. I don't even need to go through anything else, how the receivers played or anything. If your quarterback is able to play at that level and the other quarterback is not able to play at match that level or do anything above that, that's the game right there. And you have probably, in some people's minds, the two best quarterbacks in the league. In my opinion, Mahomes is by far the best quarterback. Wilson is good. I just don't think Wilson has that winning feel yet. Like, he needs to win another Super Bowl. He needs to win an MVP. Mahomes goes out and he dominated the Ravens in this game. The Ravens did make it kind of close at the end, but the Seahawks played a very close game against a Cowboys team this week, which Wilson, in my opinion, should go out and dominate it in that game against the Cowboys. They made it close, so Chiefs, in my opinion, right now are unbeatable. There's no doubt about that. Their offense, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 20 carries for 64 yards, 3.2 average for 16 long. The only person that had a rushing touchdown was Patrick Mahomes. He rushed for 26 yards for 4 carries. Receiving-wise, Kelsey had 6 receptions for 87 yards, a 14.5 average. Hardman had 4 receptions for 81 yards, and he got a touchdown. Tyreek Hill had a 5 reception game for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. Anthony Sherman had got that little underhand pass from Patrick Mahomes. That was a very interesting play to watch. He only had 5 yards, but he did score a touchdown. And then Eric Fisher, the offensive lineman, goes in as an eligible receiver and is able to score a 2-yard touchdown. Love seeing linemen score. Defensive-wise, like, the Ravens had their chances. I remember the Kansas City fumbled. I'm pretty sure Kansas City fumbled somewhere in that game. I remember it. And that was when the Chiefs could have really taken over that game. I thought that was going to be a momentum shift and the Ravens were going to come back in this game. The Ravens just were not able to take advantage of their opportunities. And I blamed this game on the offense. You knew it was going to be a shootout. Like, you knew that the Ravens had to score over 30 points to win this game. Because we thought that this was going to be a very high-scoring game. It was just going to be touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. The Chiefs kind of did that. Now, they did slow down in the second half, but first half, that's what all they were doing. They were firing on all cylinders, going out there and scoring on almost every drive. The Ravens were not doing that. They could not score a touchdown on offense in the first half. It took them to the fourth quarter to score a touchdown on offense. That is an absolute killer. You cannot do that, especially against a Chiefs team playing at this level. That's the game right there. Just offensive productivity for the Ravens. It was. I like Lamar Jackson, but it was it was not a good game for him, and most of this game sadly is pinned on him. Just how he's playing and everything. He wasn't spinning the ball as well as he could have. His run wasn't effective. Now give credit to the Chiefs defense there. They played a great game. They were able to get pressure on Jackson. A guy, one of my favorite players, Rashad Fenton out of South Carolina. I'm a huge South Carolina fan. Love watching Fenton play. He had a big game. He had some big tackles, some big pass deflections. I remember one in the end zone he had. He was actually calling for an offensive pass interference after that on a 4th down, and I was like, just take the ball. You got the ball. There's no need to you fight for any extra yards or anything. You guys are winning the game. But Rashad Fenton played a great game. Frank Clark, the whole Chiefs defense played a good game, especially against the Ravens offense who's that good. Everyone thought that the Ravens defense was going to be the one to take away the fire of the Chiefs offense, but it was the complete other way around. The Chiefs defense was able to take away the firepower of the Ravens offense, and the Chiefs offense was just the Chiefs offense, an unstoppable weapon. They did slow down the second half, but I think that's just because they had the lead and everything. They didn't need to play. They just were playing kind of conservative and everything. So they did have a few missed 3rd down conversions, but it is what it is. They still come out with the win, a 14-point win after being 3.5 underdog favorites in this game. Who beats the Chiefs now? Who do they have left? They play the Patriots next week. Looking at their schedule, the Patriots is probably going to be the hardest game for a while. They play the Patriots, then the Raiders, then the Bills, then they got the Broncos, Jets, Panthers, Raiders, Buccaneers, Broncos, Dolphins, and then they finally play the Saints December 20th. So after the Patriots and Bills, they are just rolling with wins. Like they don't actually, they play the Buccaneers. Still, I don't see the Buccaneers competing with the Chiefs right now at that level. So I see the Chiefs being an undefeated team for a while. Unless the Patriots can pull a shocker. I am very high on the Patriots this year, so I'd love to see the Patriots go out and Cam Newton go out and beat the Chiefs. That would be an absolutely thrilling game. Now the Ravens, just looking back at what the Ravens have for next week, I'm just trying to pull it up. My computer's being a bit slow here, so bear with me. The Ravens, they just got to look at this game and understand that there's still tons more football left to be played. There's still a full schedule left to be played. They play the football team next week, then the Bengals, then the Eagles. So they have 3 pretty easy games, and then they go and play the Steelers, then they play the Colts, then they play the Patriots, then the Titans, then the Steelers. So they got 3 easy games. Get your offense identified. Get Lamar back to the way he was playing last season, and then you're really kicking it in to the big slate of the season, playing some real good quality teams. So that's just the middle chunk for the Ravens is the big part. But then after that, you finish off the season with the Browns, the Jaguars, the Giants, the Bengals. So that's going to be pretty easy. So you got to focus on this middle part. Clean up everything. You have 3 easy teams for the next 3 weeks. Clean up the offense. Get the offense rolling. The defense is fine in my opinion. You're playing the Chiefs. You hold the Chiefs to 34. You expect your offense to do better in that situation. The Chiefs' offense is really good. So 34, I wouldn't be complaining about the Ravens' defense at all. They just played a really good team. So those are my final thoughts on the game. Chiefs are unbeaten, 3-0. The Ravens dropped to 2-1. The Chiefs are pretty much going to take the 1 seed in the AFC now. I don't see... Unless the Chiefs just start blowing games, Mahomes get hurt or something, I don't see anyone else taking the 1 seed in the AFC. The Ravens are now looking at that 2 or 3 spot in the AFC. Unless the Chiefs do lose a couple games, then they could still steal the 1. But the Ravens are still a good team. They can't hang their head low on this game. They lost to a good team. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you love NFL football as much as I do, definitely hit that sub button, like the video, comment anything about this game or anything about NFL in general, because I love hearing from you guys. And thank you for watching, and come back next time.